Yeah, you are welcome back to the Benin Advancement Forum, the home of all the Benins. Today we are broadcasting from another station because of the unusual, what would I call it, Facebook moment. Because Facebook has chosen not to allow us for for some period of time to be broadcasting from our normal station. But notwithstanding, we still have our voice. We haven't lost our voice, and we will continue to broadcast anytime we want to. And if not from Facebook, maybe from other avenue, and that is also very important, so that we can keep on informing our people, spreading information to our people, and at the same time giving our people advice and about how to go about life in Edo State today, because things are very difficult now, and it is time, you know, because we have been saying this for a very long time. It is time we start standing up for what we love, for what we stand for, and for what whom we are. And we have been saying this for a very long time. And it's like everything has been falling on deaf ears. Uh, but today, in particular, I want first of all to congratulate the Omonobanedo Kwapolokbolo, Omonobanedo Oba Ewari II Nogidigan, the greatest Oba of all time for the completion of this mother burial and on the ceremonies and the thanksgivings and everything. Oba Ato is today. Yes, uh, there's some tragic scenes that we were seeing in the social media for the past few days, you know, that happened in a place in our own town, one of our own town in Uromi, you know, and it was a very bad scene to watch. It was, I will not call it incident because incident is what they didn't do with deliberate attempt. You know, when something is deliberately done, it's no longer an accident. It's intentional. You did it intentional. Yes, and things have been going on. I would say for the past 12 years, we have been having this issue of insecurity, herdsmen killing, armed robbery, kidnapping, and so many other insecurity challenges, that is facing our state. Not just our state alone, but also the country called Nigeria today. The country called Nigeria today. You know, most of this something have to do with uh, the global atmosphere we are living in today. In German, they call it globalization. That is uh, global sourcing. When people source outside and outside their own domain, I would say so. And these things always happen this way because uh, during the days of our fathers, our forefathers, why they were not experiencing such insecurity is because the infrastructure we are having today were not there that period. But today, because that period, if you are going from Benin to Abuja, it might take you 3 to 4 days, even more than a week, you know, to get to Abuja. But today, when you step into your car or the lorry or aeroplane, under 1 hour, you are in Benin, and the things have changed. Uh, there are also things that are good that come into the Benin empire, and there are things that are bad, very bad, that come through this global sourcing into Benin, into the Edo State we are today. And yes, for me, what happened in Oromi was a very, very, very bad one. That is the fact. Because a group of people who call themselves the vigilantes, who are supposed to maintain peace, protect people, this something of such, I think we have to condemn it, whether we like it or not. We have to condemn it because nobody is allowed to take laws into his hands. You know, if we all continue taking laws into our hands, how do we end? What? How do we end? How do we end all this that is going on today? Because the criminals too, they are taking laws into their hands. So we, who are the vigilantes, who are the policemen, who are the military personnel, should have known more better than what just happened in Uromi. But first of all, I would like to extend my condolence to those people who have lost their life for the past 16 years. For the past 16 years in Edo State, my condolence to their family and to the entire state. And also my condolence goes to those that have recently lost their lives through what happened in Uromi. Because I would like to say this, you know, like it or not, the people are tired. The people are tired, you know. When the people are tired, when the people are saddened enough to engage in such action, then we should ask ourselves the question, how did it come to that stage? How did it come to that stage? You know, I can remember in the first tenure of Obaseki, there was already this insecurity, but it wasn't just much as it was in the second tenure. At the beginning of the second tenure, we experienced a disaster in Edo State that period. The organization where I was organized and come together, and we did something. You know, we call on the government, we call on different agencies, we organize to have a security network in Edo State. But the issue was that some people know more than we were, you know. The vigilante was converted into a political weapon. We have to say this. Everybody have to understand this. The vigilantes were converted into a political weapons against opponents, against some certain citizens of Edo State. We are having operations from the vigilantes where they were not well organized and well trained. Because if you have to be a security personnel, you have to know at least part of the law. You have to know the job you are engaging. You have to know the position you are occupying, your duties. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case of those vigilantes, and this is a result of such. Because any security operative who knows the law will not take the laws into their hands immediately. You know, and in Uromi area, I would say in Isan, in Edo State, Orion, Ovia, Umuade, Umude, we have been experiencing this atmosphere, kidnapping, killing, you know, where our mothers, our fathers cannot go to farm because these headsmen will be waiting for them on their way to their farm. They cannot harvest, they cannot do anything. Again, women are being raped, husbands are being killed, brothers and sisters are being killed. So, for me, this act was an act of revenge. They have to, when people grow angry, sometimes things of such natures happen. For me, I don't support any violence. But if I'm attacked, I'm also allowed to defend myself. And when I'm defending myself, I may also use violence or force to defend myself. But what happened that very day in Oluromi, to say the fact, wasn't a self-defense. I think the law enforcement agency have to look into that. Because what make me so angry is that this something take more than 3 hours. More than 3 hours. Our police force refused to intervene. They refused to intervene when this was going on. They would not say we didn't hear about it. I am sure there was a lot of call, distress call to the police, to the Nigerian police, or to the Edo State police to intervene, of which they might have refused because they were afraid of what will happen to them. Your Excellency, sir, the governor of Edo State, you are the chief security officer of Edo State. Anybody that is above you there is the president of Nigeria, of which we know today that the Nigerian government cannot create a conducive atmosphere for Nigerians. Now it is your turn to do something for Edo State. Suspension of vigilantes doesn't really help out this situation. What we need today, we need the presence of the security apparatus operative that will take care of Edo State, that will respond immediately if there's such call, no matter where it is taking place. Because I don't want to talk about security allowance or allocation or whatsoever, because we have been hearing that for too long. Now it is time to really focus on what matters a lot. I know the government alone cannot shoulder the situation of the insecurity in the state today. We all have to add our own to make sure our people are safe. Many people will now be saying also again that it is we that is living in the diaspora that is spreading all this news. But anyone who saw what happened there and cannot condemn it, then you know he himself will do more worse than what we were saying there. And he will do more worse than the herdsmen. And I want to make a correction. The Esan people, the Uromi people, they are not violent people. They are peaceful people. And those who engage in this unpatriotic assault or killing of those people we saw that day, we are trying to instigate something, trying to instigate violence against Edo State. We have to also see this as a big challenge to Edo State, also in our attack against Edo State. Because Edo State stands for peace. The Uromi people stand for peace. I myself, I stand for peace. But we cannot allow people to be killing us in our state without doing anything, without taking the proper measure to defend ourselves. Because these people, they are seeing this as a self-defense. Because they didn't know better. If they have known better, they could have do something. You know? I'm saying this now. I'm saying this because of what is going to be happening to us in the future. If we allow this to go free, then we should be expecting more of such. But we have to let our people to understand that jungle justice is not the solution and can never be the solution. And I also understand their own point of view that anybody they have been arresting have been given to the police, and the police will free these people within few days, and they will go back to their own operation, what they have been doing. The insecurity challenges is not only just coming from the herdsmen or the Fulanis or what we saw. The challenges is also coming from our security personnel and executives and all others that are representing us. Because immediately you release a criminal without a proper investigation, then it's like you are giving him more power to do more because you know there will be no consequence. And this is what we saw that very day. And we are going to be seeing much in the future if we don't take the appropriate measure today to tackle this issue. Last month, or the beginning of this month, we saw what happened in Ovia. I was expecting His Excellency Mode Okpeholo to go to those areas with his security personnel to see things for himself. But he refused. For me, I didn't see him there. Maybe he was there, but I haven't seen him going there to intervene, to assure those people about security. But we saw what happened in Ekpoma that very day. Not Ekpoma, sorry, Uromi. The governor went there later, saying this commissioner also went there. But what about the people in Ovia State, in Ovia local government? They didn't receive anybody. They didn't receive any, not even assurance was given to them. What about those people in Orium who has been suffering in the hands of those herdsmen or those cattle rearers? Nobody cares. The result is what we just saw because the people are tired. They are tired of what is going on. I think the government has everything in its hands today to reassure the people that he is the chief executive officer of the state in charge of the security, and at the same time to mobilize the education of the vigilantes, because without the vigilantes it's going to be very, very difficult. The challenge is going to be overwhelming because we need these people there, but they need to be retrained. They need to have practical and not just theory, but a sense of belonging. Where do they belong? How they can operate. If you need my help, I will do something for you. But not just sending untrained people out there to start adding like mad people outside. Defending the Benin territory is not a one-man job. I know, Mr. Governor, Your Excellency, but defending Edo State is the job of every citizen, every individual living in Edo State. And we have to give our best to make sure our state is secure. It's not by extrajudicial killing. It's not by jungle justice that we can secure our state. But we can put this on ground. The most important thing today is information. We have to have different setup of information from the villages, from the camps, from everywhere. The government has to create a security house where all this information will be evaluated, and then react. It seems all this has been failing for too long. It is time we take action. We take action. My action is not to go and start killing other people or to start arresting innocent people or something like that, but we have to teach our people how they can defend themselves, what they need to defend themselves, to report anything that is suspicious. Whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your next neighbor, it doesn't really matter. Report. How they can report without involving themselves in any problem. We need to know this. Our people need to know this. Because what we have been seeing was just, it's like every government that comes to Edo State feel unconcerned. And now we saw what happened. We saw what happened, how people react. And if you go to Edo State today to interview our people on the street, everybody is of the opinion, I would say more than 70% is of the opinion that Edo people should take matters into their hands to defend themselves. And the government has to come up right now. Otherwise, we are going to be seeing more and more of this issue. I don't support any violence, and I don't support extrajudicial killing. I don't support jungle justice. I support peace and security. Because without peace, without security, no country, no state will develop. You can't develop no matter how much you invest in that state. The social life of those people must be guaranteed, that they can live freely in their state. Without that, when people are living in fear, any country that is living in fear today, you go and look at it, how their life is. So it is time we wake up. We wake up to reorganize the vigilantes. Give them the best training we can. And let every members of the vigilante know what their right is, what their duty is, and everything that they have to do to secure Edo State. It's not just by giving people then gun and allow them to be going into bush to be chasing people. We know the vigilante, some of them are very, very good people. They are superb people. And they have been defending our state for a very long time. And I want to say thank you to them. But we need more. We need to educate our people more. We need to train our people more, because we have to get them ready for the challenges they are facing and they are going to be facing in the future. There must be a project on the ground for these people which they can be taking part. Education, re-education, schooling. That is the only way. But what we have been seeing in the past 8 years is catastrophic. So, thank you. And I just want to make everybody understand. Now, any Fulani herdsman that is carrying gun should be detained. You cannot come from the northern side of the country to come into Edo State to start hunting with your gun without permission. Even though you have permission, an Edo State citizen is not allowed to carry a gun. Why should a Fulani person or an Hausa person or any person from the north should be allowed to be carry gun in Edo State in the disguise of hunting? Many people have been a victim of this and should stop immediately with immediate effect. Otherwise, we are going to be seeing more of Uromi in everywhere. And this could spread and destabilize the country. You see, the federal government have been sleeping where Edo State people have been crying. There was no extra security operatives that was sent to Edo State. But when this happened today, the federal government is calling on Edo State, this and that, threatening us. For what reason? Our people have been dying for more than 8 years, for more than 12 years. There was no action that was taken. And now people are taking laws into their hands because of your ignorance, because of your not doing. So don't blame the Edo citizens for what happened. Because it was your duty as the chief security of this officer of this country to provide security for our people. To recruit more policemen, the training, to recruit more military personnel to face the challenge or the challenges we are facing in this country. But we are not doing what you are supposed to be doing. Some of you political tyrants have been hijacking this country, collecting the security allocation and using it to be building houses, forming your own company, buying private jets, buying luxury cars, buying homes in other countries. But it is time we all come up with something because the country is boiling. It's boiling, like it or not. There's no federal person that will come to Edo State today. If case not, they will beat him up and take him down to the Abuja himself. Because Edo State is a country. Is a country inside Nigeria. Know that. We don't tolerate. We will face any challenge that comes. We will defend our land when it comes to that minute. So, thank you, and God bless everyone. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Stay safe. Protect yourself. But don't take laws into your hands. Don't support jungle justice. This is not what we stand for. So thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye.